Hey, I'm Kyro, and today I'm going to show you a fast and simple way to get blue roses in Animal Crossing New Horizons. This video will cover flower layouts, how to get rose seeds, the hybrid island blue rose path, and the BackwardsN 4-step rose path. So why you would want to use BackwardsN's method is that it's simulated to be 67.8 days from seeds planted to blue roses if you water them yourself, and if you have 5 visitors watering them, it's only 12.5 days until you get your blue rose. Payla's method mentioned in the previous guide was simulated to be 147 days solo or 28 days with 5 friends. That's a big difference, especially for those without online. Plus, this method is simpler, no need to test flowers down the line, just produce the offspring and put them into the next step. The biggest difference between the process is that in Payla's it aims to make a flower with a high probability for spawning blues, while in BackwardsN's we aim to just get a bunch of flowers that have a pretty low chance themselves to spawn blue, but we just get as many outputs as possible. Before we get too far into the video, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for supporting me. The channel went from 120 subs, which took me almost a year to get, to more than 1,000 in less than 2 weeks. I really hope I can continue making content you guys will enjoy, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. This video will only cover relevant info for getting you a blue rose. If you're looking for a master guide on flower breeding, click the card in the top right. It'll be there as soon as it's released. That said, there are a few things that are important for us to know now. Number 1 is the layouts, and thanks to JMaster we know which are the most efficient methods to use now, and we'll be using a 5x1 layout and a couple of dense block setups later. Also note that we should not extend the 5x1 lengthwise. For a baseline of sample size, we're going to use 4 of these 5x1s next to each other like so. I'll refer to these as a block of 5x1s from now on, and this should give us 8 breeding pairs. The 5x1s are technically independent of one another, so if you need to adjust them around to fit your terrain, that's fine. Hey, Post Editing Kyro here. I wanted to explain the 5x1 layouts a little bit, just in case you had any questions. So we have flowers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 labeled here. Flowers number 2 and 4 can never produce a clone of itself, 1, 3, and 5 can. So flowers numbers 2 and 4 are where we're going to want to make sure that our parent red roses are when we set up the layouts for step 1 and 2, since we're also trying to get a red offspring. This way, we don't contaminate our yield with clones. The second type of layouts that we're going to be using are called dense block layouts. Now, there are 2 that we can use, and which you choose will be determined by if you're going to have visitors water your flowers for you, or if you're planning to water them yourself. For more information on how visitors affect your plants, click the card in the top right. Be sure to mark where you're planting flowers in these dense block layouts with a dirt path, that way you don't get confused and remove good flowers later on. The first dense block layout is the hex hole layout. Now, this is the pattern you're going to use if you're watering the flowers yourself. The size isn't important, and you can just keep adding more flowers as you get them to increase productivity until you get what you want. Again, Post Editing Kyro here. In these layouts, the red tiles are flowers and the whites are empty spaces. It doesn't matter which color flower are touching for us in steps 3 and 4 of our process. Just again, since there's so many flowers in such a dense area, please be sure to mark your parent flowers with dirt paths. You will thank me later. The second dense block layout is the super turtle layout. We'll use this if we're going to have visitors watering our flowers for us. To find other people looking to breed flowers together and generally an awesome community to hang with, just check out the Discord in the description, it's free. Alright, so the first step is to actually just get the seeds. We need to start from seeds in this process, that way we know exactly what the genetics are, all the way down the line. Are they available in your shop? This depends on what your native and sister flowers are. Both your native and sister flowers are based off of your selected birth month and island creation month respectively. These will not change. However, there will be a rotating set of seeds that change randomly based off the calendar months. Alternatively, you can just buy them from another player. I recommend the AC Trade subreddit, or you can hope that Leaf has rose seeds when he comes by. The chart for which months has which flowers is on screen now. Your island creation month and birth month will determine which flowers are your native and sister flowers also. If you have roses as either your native or sister flower, the ones in your shop that never change, then by far the fastest method would be to save up some Nook Mile tickets until you can find a rare hybrid rose island, then breed the oranges you get off of there for a chance at blue and red, and then crossbreed the reds together for a 25% chance at blue offspring, which is significantly faster than any other method you could do from seed. Keep in mind that flowers have a base chance of 5% to spawn daily if they've been watered, and it can be increased in a few ways. For more info on flower spawn rates, click the card in the top right. So when I mentioned, for example, a 50% chance for red offspring in this next step, it means that it's 50% of the offspring that you actually produce from crossbreeding will be that color, not that it's a 50% chance to spawn the next day. Once you have your seeds, we can start on step 1, which is to breed the seed red and white roses together for a 50% chance at red offspring. We're going to use a block of 5x1s for our layout with the red roses in slots 2 and 4. Keep the reds, throw away the rest. Step 2 is to cross the red offspring we get from step 1 with yellow seeds to make more reds. This will happen about 12% of the time, or in other words, slightly less than 1 out of 8 of your flowers will be the reds that we want. We're again going to use a block of 5x1s for our layout with the reds in place 2 and 4. Keep the reds, toss the rest. Step 3 is to cross the reds from step 2 together to make more reds, oranges, and black roses a combined 75% of the time. And we also get a slightly less than 1 in 64 chance of blues at this step as well. For this, we'll use our choice of dense block layout, and you don't need to worry about the red clones here, just throw them all in the flowers for step 4. Keep red, orange, black, and blue obviously, but throw away the rest. Step 4 is to throw all of the reds, oranges, and black roses together in a dense block layout, and continue growing the block as you get more offspring from step 3. There is no need to move flowers once you put them in this block, and this mix has around a 1 in 45 chance to make blue offspring. Now I know that doesn't sound great, but you have a lot of flowers here. Any other offspring from this block should be discarded. If you're using a golden watering can, don't water a black rose that's directly 1 tile in front of you unless you want it to spawn a golden offspring. It will water 9 squares, but only the tile directly in front of the player gets the golden water. For more info on gold roses, check the Discord, link in the description. Hold on, before you even ask, yes, blue roses can clone. Just water them alone, and that's it. They'll eventually produce more blue roses. And yes, separating and cloning your flowers is roughly 25% faster on average than just crossbreeding the two together to produce the same color. Pro tip, use a trash can for the cleanup after you get your blue rose. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord community to hang out and possibly find other people to play the game with. If there's anything important I missed, I'll pin it in the comment. Check out another video if you like this one, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.